Hello, this is David Drake here, and I just wanted to offer you a personal welcome to all of you who have expressed interest in our new ID Way experience and who may have attended one of our wonderful sort of warm-up sessions. Our first session together, which is an opening retreat, is on April 4th, which is coming up very soon. And I'd like to just, again, offer a warm welcome and hope that you'll come and join us. You know, for some of you had to sign up for our original programs, and we've decided to postpone those and bring those together. And I'm so grateful that we did that. And some of you have wanted NR, narrative release. You'll get all of the narrative release that you would have gotten before and the bonus of the ID integrative development work around that, so you can work with the moments you create with your clients and the moments you experience in your own life. And I just find more and more we need that for each other to be able to work effectively in these times. And those of you who signed up for ID, you get all of ID that you would have gotten, as well as the narrative release piece, which helps you to notice those moments so you actually can work your magic. So I want to give you just a couple of very recent examples of why ID is so timely. It's still new to the world. Many of our prospective clients still are stuck in their old ways, still are pretending that the world has not changed and we can just do what we've always done. But more and more clients are starting to recognize that it's time for something different. And that's what this program is. The program very much decenters the content, which is why we call it an experience, not so much a program. All the content will be available to you, but it will not be such that we have to move through the content for you to grasp what this work is all about. And instead, we're going to give you lots of experiences in it. And I want to tell 2 anecdotes to illustrate why, like I said, I feel it's such a good time for the ID Way experience. So one is, as some of you know, I've not been well for a while, and I sort of had this unfortunate sort of serendipity of recovering from surgery, getting a bad flu, and then getting shingles on top of that. So apparently my immune system was not being so happy. But I wanted to share with you a conversation I had a couple of days ago with one of our faculty members who was able to use all of her own gifts, but also the work she's gained through both NR and ID with me to give me my work back to myself. And in this profound encounter we had across WhatsApp, and then on Zoom, so we could actually see each other. I could start to feel that this sort of piece of the puzzle, because of some small things I had been doing that I was ready for now. She could hold space for that. She could use the NR piece to really sort of be with me in a really profound way while I was sort of reaching towards her. I've got an Aboriginal painting right here, and you sort of using that as my sort of dialogical partner, if you will, and started to notice this pretty significant shift in my torso happening to resolve kind of some of the collapsing that had happened because I'd been so not well. But starting to open up instinctively with no intention, no plan, no goal to open up. It's just what was happening. Just the fewest of choice words and reflections for her. All of a sudden, I could feel these memories of when I was 5. And this other sort of element of my current life. And a couple other pieces started to just come into the field with what I was doing. And what she reported and I felt was, over the course of about 5 or 7 minutes, as I'm finding my way to this profound set of realizations, like one after another. It wasn't anything that Carolyn did that made this happen. She wasn't doing ID with me, or she wasn't helping me narrative release so much as this was happening through me, from me. And so what she's doing is accompanying me in that space and kind of mirroring, matching, guiding, but all in real time. And that's the piece that I used to have this as our catchphrase about ID, now even more so with NR, creates real change in real time. We don't make gigantic agendas or plans or curriculum because we don't know what the moment's going to bring. We don't know what the person's going to need. And you might say, well, it's just, as one Yeah, it can be quite daunting. And it's happening that way anyways. We have this pretense that we are in charge or we're controlling or our agenda will save the day. And in reality, we're part of this giant unfolding drama of our lives and of our world. And this is how nature works. So why do we think that we are better than nature? And so for me, I left that conversation, and that was like 48 hours ago. My torso has changed profoundly and has stayed that way, even though that was not my vision or intent, as I said. But it's what, as I was trying to wrestle with a couple of choices I needed to make and some things about the business I'd like to have be different going forward. And this is just what wanted to happen. And I was ready because I'd done my own work and gotten myself ready, which is why we spend so much time in our programs talking about noticing where people are ready. And then her just accompanying me, being a guardian for me, providing scaffolding just enough, not too much. And what you find is this almost like more like an art or like jazz, more than a blueprint. And so if that appeals to you, if you'd like to be able to work that way and experience these profound changes for people that they're ready for, then this program is for you. And I want to give you then a second anecdote at a much larger scale, because many of you work in or for organizations. So through one of our ID students, she also happens to have been a narrative coaching student in the past. She recently left her current job, but still stayed in contact with a group of women who basically run and organize all the leadership programs around at a very large global bank. And so they were tasked with restarting their leadership series now that they were kind of out of lockdown, out of all kinds of things that had kept them from doing very much during the pandemic, certainly in person. So we're meeting in Zoom. They're in another country, and they're trying to tell me what they're each doing in this process and kind of what they're experiencing. And what they're experiencing is a lot of pressure from their current leadership saying, hey, we're starved for this. We haven't had any programs for a while. Please get us some programs as fast as possible. But what they wanted was what they had before. And these are bright women. They're very competent women. And they realized, yeah, we don't live in that world anymore. And so they're in this sort of in-between space, just like in the narrative coaching model and the ID model. And I said, exactly. So your leaders actually probably don't need a lot of skills. Maybe they need some reminders and refreshers in time. But what they need more than that is the two things they probably never got before, which was what I gave them very powerful tastes of it in our conversation. They need the capacity to be able to meet their basic human needs for belonging, for purpose, for a sense of direction and meaning, a sense of well-being and resilience and all of that. And they also, conversely, at the same time, need to learn how to be with the uncertainty that's always been there for us, but is even there more deeply and profoundly and sometimes painfully right now. And so I just started illustrating with them in real time the kinds of questions I ask leaders now. And it's very much unlike what I would have asked them 3 or 4 years ago. And one of the most senior woman on the team at one point said, what you're saying is so fascinating, David. She said, it terrifies me, in part because I know you're right, but it also exhilarates me. Like, what could we do that would actually help them realize what they actually need, which is not what they think they need? And so for me, I wanted to just offer that to you, that this is a new way of working, but it's a way of working that's grounded in hundreds of thousands of years of human evolution, in all of the natural processes around us, in the way that children thrive and grow when they're young. And it's part of who we are. We've been sort of ingrained ever since we were in kindergarten that we had to follow somebody else's lead, be told where to sit and when to take a nap and what to learn and what was important and what was good and what was enough, all of this. And we've lost, unless we developed hobbies, It could be parenting, painting, running, whatever it is for us. Most of us have forgotten how to draw on our instinctive capacity to learn. And so what these women are appreciating, and what's coming back to me from them and from a couple of other groups like this I talked to on my trip to this country recently, was that we need something else. We just don't know how to find it. And so what NR does, that it's bringing to the ID experience, is the capacity to help people just sit with the not knowing, to be still, to be present. As the woman for the Big Bang said, you know, it was just so refreshing for 90 minutes to just pause and have an open, honest, human conversation about how we were all actually doing and how I might be helpful to them in ways they never would have imagined. And so I would like to just invite you to come and join us on this program. It's going to be an amazing experience. I'm just really thrilled. It's sort of the culmination of a long road to get here over the last 3 years or 4 years on my own personal journey, on the journey of MI, on the journey of these two bodies of work. It's not always been pretty. It's changed. It is often not very convenient or simple. But I'm just really pleased with how it's all coming together. And I think you will too. It's not like a program, so it will fit into your life more readily than a more traditional program. I think it'll be powerful. It'll be life-changing for you. And for me, it's the way of the future. It's where all work is heading. And so I would like to just invite you to be part of this sort of the leading edge of helping to bring this work to the world. Our clients need this from us. And there's, I think, more and more early adopters who are ready to go. So I'm hoping that you'll sign up and join us. Like I said, our opening retreat starts on April 4th. We offer every single one of our live sessions, of which we have 2 every module through the end of the year. We offer each one twice a day at 10 a.m. and 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time in the US. Like I said, it's just a wonderful, wonderful experience, a breath of fresh air that will just completely liberate how you work with people and allow you to find the potential for learning and development in any single moment, even the ones that are most difficult. Ask me, I've had plenty of them in the last 2 months. And some of the most profound growth in my life, literally in my life, has come when I was in the middle of this really difficult journey. And it wasn't like I wished to have it again. Thank you. And it was when you take that, what we think of in our work as convex scaffolding, what was pushing out against me, inviting me to pay attention, to notice, to speak the truth to myself about what was happening and what was necessary and what was possible. Then amazing serendipities, amazing support, amazing opportunities arose just when I needed them to take the next step on that journey. So I thank you for your time. I hope this has been helpful. Please come and join us for our final IDX or ID Way experience warm-up on the 28th of this month. You can come ask more questions, meet some of the people that are on this journey already with us and others that are like you are interested. And I think it'll be the time of your life. And so thank you for this. And always, as always, reach out if you have any more questions, and be well and travel with love wherever you go. Thank you. Take care.